Hello, my dear Aries. This is your horoscope for 2024. Happy New Year and welcome to this new year of 2024. So let's begin with the happiest planet in our universe that helps us to get to our dreams and to get those goals done, to achieve them. Jupiter is the planet of happiness, planet of joy, fortune, luck, and it gives us gifts of destiny. It's the planet of expansion. It's our big angel that is always helping in whichever area of your chart, our chart it is. Let's see which area it will be fueling for you, dear Aries. Until May 26, Jupiter will be transiting your second house. Wow, it has been there since May 2023. So for the next 5 months of 2024, Jupiter will be in your second house. Second house is your money house, is the money that you earn, is financial house. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion. My dear Aries, probably you've got double or even tripled your earnings. You've got a raise probably since last year, or you will get salary, like more salary, some promotions at work, high profile job, let's say, and salary rise there. Also, second house is the house of of expensive things. Maybe you've bought a house or a car, or you will buy a house in the next 5 months. Also, it's the house of self-esteem, because your financial situation doubled. Your self-esteem as well got a boost, or it will be so in 2024 until May 26. So use this time, dear Aries, to go for your dreams. You might get a new job with a better, let's say, higher salary. You might get, because Jupiter is the ruler indicator of all foreign lands, foreign companies, foreign people, foreign languages. You might also get a job in a foreign company with, let's say, using foreign language, or you've already been doing so since May 2023. After May 2024, Jupiter, this happy planet, helper, our angel, will move to your third house. Third house is the house of siblings, house of relatives and neighbors. It might be that your brother or sister will have very important events happening in their lives, or relatives or neighbors. Or they might announce that they are getting married, let's say, one or two of them, or all of them, or they are becoming parents and you're becoming aunt or uncle. Third house is the house, of skills also, is certificate, for example, education. You might start learning, new language or skills for a job, let's say, that you got before 26th of May, let's say, because of Jupiter transit your second house, as I said, in a foreign company, foreign country, or with a, different language than yours, or different skills. But now when Jupiter moves after 26th of May into your third house, you maybe will have to, go for language school or get some skills for the particular job, those skills like programming, or like a nail artist, makeup artist, or some new skills, and you might be doing so beginning June 2024. Also, third house is the house of short distance travels. Your travels will be expanding, dear Aries, because Jupiter is planet of expansion. Whatever it touches, it expands, it makes it bigger. So your travels, short distance travels, will be a lot after May. Also, third house is the house of transportation. Maybe starting from June, in the next half of the year, you might buy a car, let's say, or like you might buy, I don't know, anything like moving for yourself. Also, Jupiter is ruler of your ninth house. Ninth house is everything related to foreign, or also house of education. It's for sure, most probably, you will start also education in a foreign country, let's say, again, learn new languages. Or you will be a lot of, third house is a house of talking, writing. And if you are in that kind of profession, then you will be the most lucky. You will start like talking and writing about these foreign countries, or your experience in foreign countries, and you will get quite successful in this area. Third house is the house of meeting people. A lot of foreigners will be surrounding you. A lot of communication, it's like flying mind house. A lot of new ideas will be coming to you next half of the year. Okay, let's talk about Pluto. Pluto will come to you, will move to your 11th house on 20th of November for 20 years, my dear Aries. So Pluto is the planet of transformation, is the planet of change. Pluto is the planet also big money. But Pluto likes to give pressure, It also likes to stir up all the ugly and bad things first to the surface, to bring it to the surface so that you deal with them and then become your true self, and then become renewed, self. You will find the truth at the end, and Pluto makes us stronger. Just remember, whatever will be happening, it makes us stronger. And also Pluto rules authority people, let's say, people with big money, with big pockets. So Pluto coming to your 11th house for 20 years might indicate that your friendship circle, because 11th house is the house of friendships, friendship circle might change dramatically. In the next 20 years, you will get friends that are influential, that are powerful, that are authoritarian, let's say, by nature or by profession, like working in the police, like governmental structures, like tax authorities as well, is under Pluto, or this kind of friend circles you will be involved in the next 20 years. 11th house is a global house. So if you've been dreaming to become famous or to become an influencer, so here's your chance, because Pluto rules big masses of people, and coming to your 11th house, to the global house, house of internet, online house, it will make your online presence very, let's say, big, and you might get quite a lot of followers if you have such a wish. So go for it and open that page and share your innovative ideas, my dear Aries. Pluto also coming to your 11th house might indicate about some big societies, clubs, big communities. So you might become, in the next 20 years, some member of some big communities and societies or fan club. You might be a member, Also, here, I'm thinking. 11th house is the house of harvesting the results that you deserved. So here, Pluto will bring the results for all the past deeds, let's say, because Pluto was transiting before coming to your 11th house. It was transiting your 10th house for the last 15 years. Yes, I'm not joking. 15 years. That's how Pluto actually, influences. Pluto's game is a long run game. So don't expect anything dramatic and, fast, events. It will take slow, those changes, those transformations, as long as 20 years in your 11th house, as it took 15 years in your 10th house, since 2008. And here, Pluto transformed your 10th house, and 10th house is all about career. So here, you have been probably changing. You change your work, your job, your career, and Pluto indicates here, like positions, like high-profile positions. Maybe you got to the very top of your company, and when Pluto moves out from this sector of life area, like 10th house, to your 11th house, you will decide that it's a time to go for rest, let's say, or to, if you're at that age, to pension, or just like, you will be saying, I will, let's say, appoint someone else to run this company, and I will be enjoying my life. You might decide this way as well. Here also Pluto is transforming. Here, the careers, by the way, it's about government structures again, it's about police structures, like those structures that are pressing a bit, because Pluto likes to press, give pressure. So these kind of positions were probably your area of career for the last 15 years that will now probably will change, because Pluto will leave this area of your life. And most probably you've got a lot of, let's say, good, you made for yourself a good funding, because Pluto is a big money planet, and the positions that you've got involved, let's say, good amount of money. Or maybe you were dealing just with a good amount of money, like working in the banks. Banks is also here. But it comes to an end now, and you will probably say to yourself that it's enough, let's say. 10th house is also house of social status. So here, if you in 2008, let's say you got married, your status changed, right? From single to being married, but now Pluto moving to your 11th house. Maybe, let's say your marriage comes to an end here. Or vice versa. You met someone in 2008, around that time, and now after 15 years, you finally, let's say, will get married with that person. It can also happen. Or having a baby. Let's say, now you will have a baby. Or you've got a lot of babies, let's say, for the last 15 years. And now you will say it's time to take care of them. Or if you're at that age, you might become a grandparent already, let's say, in the last 15 years. 10th house is the house of goals as well. You might have, you achieved quite a lot, or now you will, because 11th house is the house of future. Pluto moving from your 10th house to the 11th house, now you will achieve your dreams. But it will unfold its game only, during next 20 years. Just remember that. Okay, next, let's talk about Saturn. Saturn is the planet of discipline. It's our strict teacher of our universe. And Saturn is a planet of restrictions, planet of taking responsibilities. It's a little bit cold planet of work and distance. Whole year in 2024, it will be transiting your 12th house. Saturn is here in your 12th house since March last year, 2023. So since March and whole this year, next topics will be in your life, let's say, at play. 12th house is the house of far distance travels, but Saturn, being a planet of restriction and discipline, and whatever Saturn touches, it limits it, it makes it smaller. So here, maybe for some kind of reason, for any other reason, far distance travels were not possible for you. It might become less, and it will continue that way. Or if you even travel far, it's more like for work, because Saturn is the work planet, and you will travel for short time periods, but work-related travels mostly. It also can give that way, play out that way in this area. Or you, let's say Saturn in the 12th house is also indicator that you might find yourself on an island, in an isolated places, because 12th house is the house of isolated places like islands, hospitals, prisons. I prefer to think that you're on a beautiful island having a vacation, of relaxing, let's say. Also, 12th house is a very private house. It's a house of our subconscious mind, and here Saturn in 12th house, you might distance yourself from others. You might be more spending, let's say, time with yourself, which is okay, but I don't advise you to do so, because Saturn can be like a pressure planet. It likes to give some lessons. You will learn how to spend your me time, lonely time, and how to be productive alone, or also about your privacy. As Aries, you are very let's say sharing person, but here Saturn will teach you what to share with people and what you should keep to yourself, let's say. Also, Saturn is the planet of distance, and in the 12th house, it might indicate that 12th house is the house of, online work, like isolated place of work. So in the distance work, you might, move to online job, or your work might be related with some kind of isolated places like hospitals, prisons, or islands, or also work at night. Maybe your work will change to the night shift work. Okay, I think it's enough with Saturn. Let's move to eclipses, our elevators of the universe. Eclipses are like a rocket ship. They are moving our life faster, because people tend to be very slow with decisions, let's say, sometimes, especially with important decisions. And eclipses helps us. They help us to move our life to our better destiny, because eclipses happen because of lunar nodes, and lunar nodes are called like a destiny arrow. They are two, and they are always opposite to each other, situated in the natal chart, and they are called a destiny arrow. So they are pointing where we should be heading to and what we should be releasing during this lifetime. So eclipses happen because of those lunar nodes, and at that destiny arrow, let's say, on that destiny arrow. And eclipses bring life-changing, fateful events that move our life forward and for the better. Sometimes it's not pleasant, but just remember, dear Aries, that it's always for good. So where is this life-changing events will be happening in your chart? Let's say North Node will be in your 1st house. South Node will be in your 7th house. This is a very, very important houses. They are called angular houses. And, in the sky, it's like two lines like a cross. So on your left is 1st house, on your right is the 7th. It's 1st house is me, myself, and the 7th, other people and relationships, And other two sides of the cross is where I come from, where is my home, my family, and where I'm going to, my status, my social status, what is my role in this life. So you see, it's very serious angular house, 1st and 7th. And this axis is all about my appearance, how I look, my style, and other people and relationships with them, and business and love relationships. Here is also, this is eclipses will bring changes to your life in these areas, like, you might change your surname, you might change your family name. And lunar nodes moved to this area of your life last July 2023, and since then, and continuing in 2024, whole 2024, you will be having changes in your, let's say, appearance. Maybe you will, I don't know, you had a long hair whole life, and all of a sudden you will decide that it's enough. I will, I don't know, dye my hair to another color and be, let's say, bald or short. Some sort of this very quite dramatic change, let's say, to your appearance might happen. Or also when, eclipses happen on this axis, also people when they do like plastic surgeries, they tend to do plastic surgeries to their looks like, and to, I don't know, fix something and to change something. Also changing name, changing surname. Maybe you got married, because seventh house is also house of love relationships. Maybe you got married and you change your surname, or totally the name, or you got divorced as well, because seventh house is also house of divorces, and now you are going back to your family name, let's say, changing again. And it might happen, everything at the same period. And lunar nodes, they transit these houses 1 year and 8 months, plus or minus like 2 months. So during this period, it will be all happening, and eclipses will be bringing to your life these changes. Also, it's about business relationships. During this time, you might open a company, or with your like friend or relative or brother, sister, with a business partner. You might find someone very reliable to open a business, or with your sweetheart. You might get married this time, or divorce. It depends what is your situation now. Also, if you are single, you might meet the one, so be prepared. And these eclipses will happen 4 times in 2024. Let me tell you the dates. Keep notes. Around those dates, the most changes happen, but they usually unfold 3 months before the eclipse, 3 months after the eclipse, each eclipse, so pretty much whole year. But those dates are really, really, energy packed, and most of people will feel that time, let's say. First eclipse will happen 25th of March in 7th house. It's going to be lunar eclipse. 7th house is a house of, it's your love relationship house, spouse's house, business partner's house. So, those topics that I mentioned might come up during that time. You might meet someone special if you're single, or you might get married or divorced, have this decision, or you might start a business at that time. Second eclipse will happen 8th of April, solar eclipse in your first house, dear Aries, in your sign, 19 degrees. It's first house is all about appearance, style, how you look. So maybe you will do a plastic surgery, let's say, or you might decide to change your surname, to change your name, or let me tell you which areas are most affected, which birth dates, like 8th of April, plus or minus 5 days. Those who are born around this date will be the most affected under this solar eclipse. Please leave in comments what will be happening around the 8th of April, if you will have such changes, that I've mentioned. It would be very interesting for me, appreciate a lot. And even if some other changes will be happening in your life, please mention them too. Okay, third eclipse will happen 18th of September, lunar eclipse in your 12th house. That eclipse will conjunct Neptune. Neptune is the planet of dreams, planet of, let's say, pinky glasses, planet of fog. And your 12th house is the house of past, is the house of long distance travels, let's say, house of isolated places like islands, hospitals. You might have been like craving for some privacy at that time, and Neptune will be fogging a lot of information during this eclipse, and you might also undergo some treatment, because 12th house is the house of treatment, some retreats, or you might know some secret that you will not be so sure of because of Neptune. He likes to fog all the information there. And also about you might know something about your past, or past things, everything related to your past. But just wait until this story of this eclipse will unfold, because everything will not be as it is because of this conjunction with Neptune. All the information will be somehow blurred. Okay, and the last eclipse will happen in your on 2nd of October, in your 7th house again, solar eclipse. Here is again like on 25th of March, relationships, your wife, your husband, or business partnerships. you might be opening a business here, you might be getting married, or something's happening in your husband or wife's life. They might be opening some business, let's say, signing some contractual agreements as well. Or you might be getting a divorce here too. Eclipses in the 7th house, 25th of March and 2nd October will show you actually your relationship. If you have a spouse, so they will show you a relationship with your, with your half, the true appearance, how it is in reality. So they will show you a lot of information and you will learn a lot. And it seems like this relationship axis will be very important to you this year. Okay, here I would like to add one interesting information. Conjunction will happen during February, March, and April. So most of your birthday, dear Aries, like most of spring, your North Node that is in your 1st house, in your sign, dear Aries, will conjunct Chiron. Chiron is a mythical creature, from a Greek mythology. He's a half horse, half human, and it will conjunct. It's a little steroid, and it will conjunct your North Node. And these lunar nodes, they are mathematical points actually, like in the sky. So they will conjunct with Chiron, your North Node in the 1st house. Exact conjunction will happen 5th of March. Here, you might become a healer, because Chiron is considered a wounded healer in mythology, and a teacher. So this conjunction might bring to your life some sort of healing. If you've been struggling with some kind of disease or some problem, health issue, or even mental issue, or any spiritual kind of problems, you will heal yourself. You will get healed, and your appearance as well will change. If you've been, having some problems with your look, it will also get healed. This conjunction might bring you that final healing, or you yourself might become a healer or a teacher. You might change yourself radically. Also, here is, Chiron is indicator of number 2 because of his 2 different parts, like half horse and half human. It's incompatible 2 different parts, and it's indicator of number 2. So here, this conjunction might give you 2 jobs, let's say, to you, or 2 relationships. Because, our 1st house, usually when even eclipses happen in our 1st house, any part of our life can, play out this eclipse, and you never expect what will happen. But here, conjuncting Chiron in your North Node in your 1st house, that is like our elevator that is pushing us to our destiny. So it might give you actually, 2 works, 2 locations, or 2 relationships, or 2 personalities, 2 jobs, something related with, double. Or maybe you might meet your actually the similar person like you, let's say. It might also happen, who looks exactly like you. Okay, let's move to Mars, our planet of drive and action and motivation. We all love Mars. Because of Mars, we can, put more energy, do sport, be active, get, boost of motivation. So unfortunately, Mars will retrograde this year, my dear Aries, but only last month of 2024, which is December. But I think it's a good thing, because in December it's a festive time, we all need rest. We will be finishing up a lot of projects, some things, and we will be more reflective. We don't need to hurry anywhere, enjoying with family. So Mars will retrograde beginning December in your 5th house. During Mars retrograde, when planets retrograde means moving backwards, but they don't move backwards in reality, like in the sky, but it just seems so. But the effects are that we feel less motivated, less energy, less drive. So, it moves slower, and the results are slower, and everything associated with this planet comes to our life much at a slower pace. So when Mars retrogrades in your 5th house, and 5th house is the house of love and kids, love for yourself as well, this house. And here, also the house of business. Here Mars might indicate that, if you have a business, then there could be some slowdown, some things might get delayed, some deadlines might be pushed, or postponed, some project might be postponed as well, or also all sorts related with kids, all issues, errands, you will be running probably during December, and also some sort of, it's a love house, and if you met someone, let's say before December, there will be, let's say, drop of motivation or less activities, of meeting that person, or some distance will be there, might be there. And 5th house is our creative house, and our hobby house. It's all related: arts, actors, singers, dancers, painters. Everyone is here, all the artists, let's say, photographers. And if you are in the creative business, then everything gets more slower. There might be, drop of drive, let's say. Okay, let's move to planet Mercury, planet of communication, planet of signing contracts. Mercury, here's an interesting thing. When I was traveling in Belgium, I've seen a lot of Mercury statues everywhere. So obviously Belgium is somehow connected with Mercury, and there was a lot of Mercury statues there. And no wonders, they have a sea, and in ancient times, Mercury was the one who was delivering this, information, letters, our postman, because of Mercury. That's why Mercury is considered communication of planet. Everything that we write, read, speak. So Mercury retrogrades 3 times per year, usually. And I will tell you the dates when Mercury retrogrades. And here again, when Mercury retrogrades, it's moving, slower, backwards. Means it's not advisable to start anything new, any new projects, not advisable to start new businesses. Sign the contract, also not advisable to do the plastic surgeries, because you will be redoing it, everything. You will be re-signing that contract, something will be missing in that contract, or you will be restarting that project again. And plastic surgeries, when it comes to them, you might be feeling not satisfied with the results, and you will be again doing them. Or also, it's not advisable to buy electronic devices or appliances like phone, expensive things like car, house, and also computers, because you might find more beautiful house or car for lesser price later, so you can actually regret, or you might just not like them anymore, or these electronic appliances might get some scratches, or might not work properly. It can have some technical problems. So all these things during Mercury retrograde is not advisable to do. But what is advisable to do is to reapply for some documents, because Mercury is also about documents, to reissue some documents. Everything redoing is good, but not anything new. So let's look at the dates. First Mercury retrograde will happen from 1st April to 21st of April. So pretty much whole April. In your first house, my dear Aries. So first house is the house of appearance. Here is really no plastic surgeries. During April, avoid doing plastic surgeries, because you might not be satisfied with the results, or you might need a change again, Don't change anything in your look, in your appearance. You might not like the haircut, or completely dye your hair to a different color than you used to do, let's say. It's not advisable. But if you're doing the same color all the time, it's fine. You can do that, but not the new one, fresh one. Don't do it. Do it when Mercury is not retrograding. So no April, no go. Here, you might be a lot of, changing your mind. In the first house is you will be all the time changing your mind with everything. This kind of behavior might occur, and you might change your surname, or you might change your name during this period, during April. Or also you might go back to your previous surname, for example, because of divorce, let's say. Second Mercury retrograde will happen from August 5th to August 28th in your 6th house. 6th house is the house of work and health. Here, you might be doing a lot of checkings, let's say medical checks, and at work there might be some delays with the deadlines. Some projects might get postponed, and people in general might be prone to make some communication mistakes at work, spelling mistakes, and your colleagues might confuse some things. Some confusion can happen at work as well during August. And the last Mercury retrograde will happen November 26th to 15th of December in your 9th house. 9th house is the house of travel, and here, very important thing, during Mercury retrograde, double check the dates of the ticket. Let's say if you travel, passport if you haven't forgotten, and go to the airport as much as early possible, because there could be some unexpected situations, like something can happen on the road, like some accidents, and you might be late for that flight. Or just double check all the dates, because many times during Mercury retrograde it happened that people got tickets for the next year actually, or any other date, but not the one that they thought to be traveling, let's say. Or also there could be some situations like don't buy tickets during Mercury retrograde as well, because there will be a lot of confusion. 9th house is the house of education. If you are due to get acquire a degree or certificate, it might be somehow also some delays. You might get it at a later date, or some misspells, on that diploma, your name they might write your name or surname or numbers, something can be wrong there. Or during this time, from November 26th and 15 December is better. Let's say if you retake the exam, then it's very good. Everything to what is to be redone is good. So here to retake the exam, resit the exam is very good. And lastly, I would like to speak about lovely planet Venus, planet of love, beauty, and money. Wherever Venus is in our chart, everything gets positive, everything gets beautiful. So Venus, we all love when Venus is in our first house, because we feel like we are shining, like we are stars, or like we are magnet. And usually it's easier for us to convince anyone to do anything for anything. So use that time when Venus is in your first house. And let me tell you happy news, Venus will not retrograde this year, which is very great. It will be full force moving direct. So Venus in the first house, when dear Aries, you will be shining and feeling like, in love with life. Note the date. Venus will transit your first house from April 5th to April 29th. Some Aries will catch it. Some Aries birthdays will catch it, and it's amazing. You will be ready. You will be gorgeous for your birthday. You will be attractive to others, to all others. And we also love when Venus is in our seventh house. Seventh house is the house of marriage, contractual agreements, and business agreements. Venus will transit your seventh house from August 29 to September 23. Let me check if Mercury is not retrograding at that time. No, exactly. Mercury will finish its retrograde. It's amazing. During that time, just give Mercury a little bit time so that it will catch up with Venus's passion and money intentions, to pour that business that you want to open during that time, if you will be doing so. So give few days after August 29 to sign that contract. It will be stellar. It will bring you money. Venus makes sure that it will be beautiful, adorable, attractive. And also marriages here. We all love when Venus is out in our seventh house. You might get married, or you might attract right partners, or that right business partners as well, and might attract even for our competitors, because seventh house rules our competitors, and also it's our open enemies that we know face to face. Even for them, we will be so attractive that they will not that they wouldn't want to hurt us at that time. So here it is. I think that's it. I wish you the best 2024, my dear Aries, and universe will make it for you that way. Just believe in universe, and most of all in yourselves. Bye.